Hi gang, I'm Charlie Brooker and you're watching Screenwipe, a programme all about television. Some people think our world is a happy, shiny sort of a place, jam-packed with giggles and romance. But those idiots clearly haven't been watching TV, which makes it clear it's actually a mercenary hellball in which everyone gets harshly judged. Yes, flip on the git box and you can't move for cold-blooded elimination shows. Business skills are ruthlessly assessed in The Apprentice. Journalism got a thorough going over in ITV2's Deadline. And the world of haute cuisine became the world of hate cuisine in the fiery crucible of ITV's Hell's Kitchen.
What's up with you? All right, let's get on with it then.
Perhaps the most preposterous elimination show is Pete's PA. In it, 10 members of the public voluntarily compete for the opportunity to become a personal assistant to Janice from the hilarious Muppet Show. Oh no, sorry, I mean Pete Burns, former singer with Dead or Alive.
I have got the memory of a fruit fly.
And the face of a fruit duck. Now, shows of this nature always purport to be an extended job interview from hell, in which every task is supposed to test a particular essential skill.
So your first minute starts now.
But obviously that's bollocks. All these programmes really want to do is create tension and infighting and maximum humiliation. In short, entertainment. In the BBC's Ultra Camp Joseph Quest Any Dream Will Do, for instance, the wannabe Josephs were required to strip down to loincloths and sing in front of their own mums, ostensibly to test their stage nerves, but mainly because it just made them look bloody stupid.
It's just luck.
This would have been even better if instead of their mums it had been one of their uncles sitting in the front row masturbating. Anyway, Pete's PA is even more low rent than that. The contestant's first proper task is to scrabble around in a load of rubbish looking for Pete's discarded lipstick.
This is a way of finding out just how far a PA will go.
You know, I think it's worth taking a moment just to remind you what we're looking at here. This is genuine members of the public literally scraping through rubbish for the chance to become Pete Burns' PA. If you ever wondered what it would look like if human civilization had a complete nervous breakdown, well, there you go.
I was very pleased when I found the lipstick in the food. It's like, yay, the lipstick.
Eventually, of course, someone has to get the chop, so Orville's elegant aunt gathers the contestants together and unceremoniously fires the sole sensible candidate on the basis that she displayed a glimmer of free will.
I think it's going to be difficult to relate getting things from a bin to becoming your PA.
You never tell me what the job involves. You have to do as you're told, and you don't question. When I want your opinion, I'll tell it to you.
Anyway, since everyone else is doing it, we figured we'd try and make our own ruthless elimination show in a, frankly, absurdly tight time frame and on our pathetic little budget, in order to show you just how much backstage engineering can go into making a show of this nature. What follows is what we came up with. Obviously, the first thing we need to make our elimination show is some contestants to eliminate. And what we're looking for is some who'll make for good TV, which is a horrible phrase, but there you go. We held auditions on a Saturday morning in London's glittering Shepherd's Bush. The audition process was fairly straightforward. The executive producer Derek McLean, series producer Zoe Tate, and most importantly me, kicked off by interviewing each potential contestant individually. This should give us a quick indication of who's boring and who isn't.
Nice to meet you, I'm Shaz.
I'm Charlie.
Nice to meet you, I'm Shaz.
And I'm Derek. How are you?
Nice to meet you, I'm Shaz.
That's 3 times you've told us your name.
All right.
What's your name?
Shaz.
You describe yourself as an entrepreneur.
I always have ideas buzzing around in my head and too many for one head to carry.
For instance, Barry here struck us as pretty dull, whereas Steve seemed larger than life.
What's that about?
I just fancied the 360s.
OK, slightly terrifying, but there you go. He's certainly a character, isn't he?
Yeah.
Jo impressed us with her steely, straight talking.
What sort of person annoys you?
Someone who's very intelligent, but, well, I'm not aiming this at you, but doesn't I don't think they have to sometimes be as debased as they can be. I mean, you're very funny.
I swear too much, is this what you're saying? She's ballsy.
Yeah. What we need is ruthless people.
How ruthless can you get?
Very ruthless.
You said that like a killer. Yeah.
Or funny ones like cuddly fun bundle Shaz.
How do you cope with surprises? Sorry, that was a joke. I think her and Jo, was it?
Yeah.
Are gonna... Yeah. Immediately.
Based on the interviews, we were pretty sure our 3 contestants would be Steve, Shaz and Jo. But then our opinions changed when we set them a group task. Barry, who we thought was dull and meek, suddenly came to life, becoming extremely competitive and outspoken.
Oh, Mummy, look, there's Squizzy.
With the interviews and group task over, we discussed who we thought would give us the most entertainment value and deliberately picked contestants whose personalities would clash for our final three. So just to sum up, our final three are Joe, Barry and Shaz.
Can't wait.
What you want from a good elimination show contestant isn't skill or competence, but character. And by character, I mean copper-bottomed cockitude. Let's take a look at some choice examples. At number 5, it's David Cameron. Oh no, sorry, it's Rory Lang from the hilarious The Apprentice.
Discipline, guys, is something I go fucking crazy for, all right?
Oh yeah, and you don't want to make Rory crazy because he goes f***ing mad.
If you're going to do brainstorming and all that kind of stuff, you take your jacket off, please.
And then sort of loosen your trousers and, like, show me your bum. Actually, Rory's megalomania was later explained when he revealed he wasn't Rory at all, but a fearsome alien leader called Your Boss.
I am your boss.
No, you're not my boss. You're my project manager.
Your boss.
I am your boss from the planet Yorbo, and discipline is something I go f***ing crazy for. At number 4, Seamus from the ridiculous Any Dream Will Do, a contestant so egomaniacal he couldn't believe he'd lost.
Are you surprised? You must be surprised.
Yeah, the word's conspiracy theory. I'm going through my head.
We'll try replacing them with the word sore f***ing loser. Seamus even changed the words of the final song to reflect his burgeoning ego. Yes, he changed the lyric from Land of My Own to Show of My Own. And because it went out live, we got to hear one of the judges expressing their surprise.
What the fuck?
At number 3, terrifying Katie Hopkins makes The Apprentice even more spine-chilling.
For a global business consultancy, I've got a gold card for BA.
Why, Miss Hopkins, those pale blue eyes go wonderfully with your weird pink cheeks. At number 2, redefining arrogance for the 21st century, it's prime X-Factor twat Ridian.
Wouldn't it be amazing to use my God-given talent and sing around the world? I want #1 singles, albums on the back of that in the future. I'd love to be knighted. I'd like to meet the Queen through my music.
Oh, why stop there? Fly into space, conquer some new worlds. You know, Ridian's a real f***ing bloody yeah singer, by which I mean you can insert the words f***ing bloody yeah into anything he's singing and it improves it. Watch.
Down on my knees and I start to pray till the tears run down from my eyes.
Ooh, bloody yeah!
Somebody, ooh, somebody, can anybody find me?
Bloody yeah!
Somebody to
bloody yeah!
Love.
Boob. At number 1, Jim Davidson. And what's cooking in the fearsome Hell's Kitchen? Smells like homophobia stew.
A lot of shirtlifters have the same face, don't they?
Don't say shirtlifters, that's really weird.
I don't care.
Yeah, chucking a few chalky white jokes for good measure.
Gay men have the same look. Some gay men have a look. What look?
Yeah, because they've just spotted you in the room, you tit. Anyway, our contestants are bubbly Shaz, icy businesswoman Joe and wildcard Barry. Having chosen our cast, our next step is to plan the task. There are lots of things we need to take into account. Practical issues such as how many cameras we've got, the fact that we've got no money to do it, and the need to get permission from where we're filming. For the task itself, we need something that's going to create tension amongst the contestants. Eventually, we settle on a shopping task based around the traditional wedding gifts of something old, something new, and so on. This should give them plenty of opportunity to misinterpret what we're after and hopefully cause a row. After recceing several locations, we finally settle on London's Ponce Northcote Road. Following a week of strategising and preparation, the shoot finally gets underway, albeit later than anticipated.
I overslept.
We're shooting our introduction, in which I set the challenge and hopefully put the fear of God into the contestants by adopting the role of a bastard in suitably impressive attire.
What are you doing?
Finally, we're ready to go. Our ruthless elimination show starts now. London, a global financial centre founded on bastardism. And amongst these bastards, King Charlie Brooker. Drunk with power and avaricious to the point of perversion, King Charlie is about to oversee the ultimate job interview from hell on Thames. There are 3 contestants and competition will be fierce, but only one will emerge as the unloser. You suck. You're history. You're f***ed. Well, what are you standing for? Sit down. Let me tell you a bit about myself. I'm outrageously successful, obscenely, offensively so. And this is despite having no qualifications whatsoever. I don't even have any basic skills. I don't even have basic charisma. And yet I'm sitting here, looking at you lot sitting there, looking at me sitting here. And if that isn't testament to something, then quite frankly, I don't know what is. I don't like chances. I don't like bum lickers. I don't like women or men. I don't like wasps. I don't like Kasabian. I don't like it when you sit on a deck chair and the vinyl sticks to your thighs and it all feels a bit sticky. There's a lot of things I don't like. At the moment, okay, there's 3 of you. At the end of the day, one of you will be walking away with a prize. The other 2 are going away with nothing. But that's the world of competition for you. It's not a cosy little world. It's not the cosy little world you're used to, full of pom-poms and dumplings. No. It's blood on the carpet, concrete and piss, jackals shitting in stairwells. I expect nothing less than 115% dedication. If you're going to wipe your nose like a little f***ing schoolgirl, you will ask for permission first.
I apologise, I have a cold.
Oh, boo-hoo! You're a confident chap, aren't you?
Yes.
He thinks he's going to win. Is he going to win?
I haven't seen anything yet, King Charlie.
None of you really impressed me yet. You've done all you've done is sit in chairs. Anyway, here's what I want you to do. I've got to go to a wedding tomorrow, and I haven't bothered getting any gifts yet because you lot are going to take care of that for me. You're going to have a very limited budget and you're going to have a very limited time frame. And at the end of the day, you're going to come back here and 2 of you will get f***ed. Off you go. Well, so far I seem to be cutting a convincingly fearsome figure. At least that's how we've edited it. What actually happened was this. At the end of the day, you're going to come back here and 2 of you will get f***ed. I'm going to make you be serious. I've got weapons. I probably made a mistake because some of them started laughing and it was really hard not to join in. Which means they probably weren't as nervous as they should have been. So when we shoot the other scene later, when I'm going over the results of the task, I'm going to try and be a shit throughout, and I'm going to really try not to laugh. Every bastard TV boss needs a sidekick, and I'm no exception. So who better for the role than my actual boss? As per tradition, let's introduce her with a Ponzi sequence backed by Club to Death, the most overused piece of music in TV history.
I'm Annabelle Jones. I'm the managing director of a production company that makes Screenwipe, and Charlie Brooker is my bitch.
Having chosen Joe as team captain, the contestants leave for the Northcote Road.
Squirrel?
Squirrel? Did you just call him Squirrel?
I think. Sorry, what's your name again?
Cyril.
Sorry.
They set about getting on with the task we've set them. But as well as dealing with our deliberately vague instructions, they have to put up with being shadowed by about 15 production staff, cameramen, researchers, the producer and so on, and of course this camera following them. It's all a logistical nightmare. They keep running across the road, which is dangerous, and it's hard to keep up with them. And Mike, the researcher, has to keep a note of absolutely everything they're doing.
I'm keeping a note of how everyone's getting on, interviewing them all separately, making notes of any potential conflicts arising.
Actually, Mike suffers a lot in this show when he's not wearing a leotard or dressing as a minstrel. He's building props or animating graphic sequences. And what reward does he get? Well, this. Anyway, the upshot is our contestants are continually interrupted. They have to wait while we get permission to film inside the shops, wait while we set up the cameras, wait while we get anyone caught on camera to sign a release form, wait for mics to be fitted, batteries to be changed, and they have to move around at our behest when the nearby roadworks drown out the audio.
We're having a nightmare with the sounds. We've now got a lot of noise in the background and it sounds like a war zone.
In short, they're constantly aware of the sheer scrutiny they're under, which naturally increases the pressure. And as we'd hoped, Shaz and Joe seem to be rubbing each other up the wrong way.
I need you to hand them to one at a time. We haven't got time. Yes, we have. Okay.
So we can highlight that by shooting interviews with them, plucking out some sound bites and combining them into a nice little bitching sequence.
I would make a decision. We go to the gift shop.
Yeah, that's what I
Thank you.
She overpowered the whole teamwork with her approach. She could have dealt with it a bit differently.
Her weaknesses are that she doesn't listen and she needs to stop talking quite so much.
Then something unexpected happens. Barry interprets the something blue instruction, which was 5 edible blue items, as meaning he can buy 5 identical bottles of blue Alcopop. Now, this is actually our fault for not specifying there should be 5 different items, but in TV, as in Vegas, the house always wins. So we'll say that it's their fault. Now I've got a stick to beat them with later. Prior to shooting the scene where I assess the contestants' efforts, I need to be fed information on what actually happened during the task. Again, we're less interested in how they actually did than what buttons I can push to get an emotional reaction on camera and give the viewers the catfight they sorely deserve. We're also looking to create a narrative, so we decide my tactics in advance.
Start on Shaz, start talking about all her weaknesses, encouraging the other two to join in.
Start on Shaz. As the contestants walk dramatically up and down corridors to provide us with useful wallpaper shots, I brush up on my TV judging skills. To be a good judge in the real world, you need the wisdom of Solomon, the patience of a saint, and the diplomacy of Morgan Freeman. But to cut it as a TV judge, you've just got to be a blustering, belligerent bastard like this.
Stand up straight. What is your game here today? What is your fucking game? Something's happened to you, you've just switched off completely. You're turning into a right little bitch.
Yes, TV judges are more celebrity bollockers than anything else, so what tips can I pick up from them? We'll start by taking notes from a prick, Mel Smith lookalike Darren Lyons from ITV2's nail-biting Deadline. Now Sonic the Hedgehog's let himself go.
Okay. You don't pull anything out of the bag for me, and you go and get your fucking hair done and do your fucking shopping, don't you? That's all you're interested in, shopping and fucking hair.
Okay, be foul-mouthed. Now let's see what we can learn from poor man's rich man Peter Jones in The Lackluster Tycoon.
Really happy with the way it's turned out, and I hope you are too.
This is it, honestly. You have created a newsletter that my 11-year-old daughter could do.
Pour scorn on all achievements. Now some pointers from human doll Mio puppet David Guest in The Shit Greases the Word.
Hold it. This is really crap. I mean, I gotta tell you, it's not good. I've worked with tons of dancers. I was married to a dancer. This is not the way you dance. This is not the way to do it. None of you yet could play this role. I'm gonna come back in about 10 minutes. Get it together, because this is really not good.
Act personally offended by any mistakes. Back to the sweaty, intense Deadline now to learn how to talk right from Gobby Harrod and Janet Street preachers, mean Porter.
But I asked on Thursday at 4 o'clock.
No, I'm doing. I'm going now, like a whirlwind.
Well, we don't all need to be involved in it.
Don't talk if you can shout. Now let's see what we can learn from the body language of the bastards in the hellish begfest that is Dragon's Den. Oh, cheer up. I said cheer up. Oh, you can't cheer up. Maintain a sour expression at all times. Time for a masterclass in TV bossery from the superb apprentice courtesy of the grand showman Sir Alan Sugar.
He is going to make mincemeat out of you, Sunshine, if you do not start speaking up for yourself. So, Trey.
Yep.
Make mincemeat out of him then.
Whip up arguments.
Been a bankrupt twice. Well, Rory, here's the hat trick. You're fired.
Focus on the negative. Finally, Gordon Ramsay in the brutal Hell's Kitchen USA with one last valuable lesson.
Melissa, give me your jacket.
Oh, thank God.
You, madam, are going in the men's team. Take your jacket off.
Dummy manoeuvres. Make them think you're attacking someone else. Lull them into a false sense of security.
Bonnie, back in line.
OK, well, that's basically how I've got to behave. I reckon I can handle that. Back to the unloser now for judgment on the wedding gift task. So, Who was the team captain?
That was me, King Charlie.
Good team captain?
I think she led from the front. Done very well.
Didn't I tell you I don't like bum lickers? Barry thinks you led from the front, whatever the hell that means. How do you think you did?
I did the best of my ability, King Charlie.
OK, well, let's see just how well you did do, Annabelle.
The team were given a budget of £100. They spent £79.30 and finished with an hour to spare.
So maybe we should look at what you got. First of all, let's see something old.
And we found a wall plaque dated 1780, and we managed to haggle to get it down to £20.
Bit dirty, isn't it?
That's as it is. It's an antique.
Well, you couldn't have just given it a rub with a bit of cloth or something. I mean, look at it. It's a bit grimy.
Cracker.
It's got a crack. It's got a crack in it. So you want me to hand over a split plate? Whose idea was that? Was that your idea?
No. Barry was brilliant at negotiating it down to £20.
What did you do, Cher?
I put as much effort as I was allowed to put in. I could have put more.
As you were allowed
in,
to
yes.
put in. What about something new?
These are the flowers that we bought. We made them ourselves. Well, put them together ourselves. And we thought the colour was relevant for a wedding.
Relevant colour. Who put these together?
Joe put most of the flowers together.
Oh, this is your handiwork?
I was actually quite proud of it when we started.
Well, what I heard was that you went to a flower stall and you basically railroaded the guy who was running it. Oh, it's hilarious, is it?
Talk us through the something blue.
Task specified, 5 items of blue food or drink. So what did you get?
Duplicated with 5 bottles. Yeah, I didn't say to get all 5.
No, neither did I.
That's
That
why
was
I
my
said it
idea.
changed.
And I didn't like the idea.
It's quite lazy, isn't it?
Yes.
I actually, on this one, you must admit, I did say I'm not happy about
Yeah,
this.
I said
And
that.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It's the most romantic day of somebody's life, and you expect me to turn up with 5 bottles of blue bloody Alco piss.
Yeah, well, I didn't want us to buy 5 bottles of
Neither
blue.
did I.
That's a complete and utter
No,
lie.
and I
She's calling
said
you a liar.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
You are, you're lying.
Barry.
Remember, I'd like your opinion on that.
Barry, change.
Shut it!
On that decision, I could have been outvoted, and they didn't make the decision.
In a word.
Yeah.
Joe, good team captain?
I don't think she was a good project manager, no.
Joe, do you got anything to say to that?
I can't believe it's incredible.
Sorry, Joe.
No, I just think I'm just quite shocked of what you're saying.
No, I think overall...
I just don't think you like to listen to anybody else, which you
No.
haven't done all day.
Joe, who do you think should go first?
Shaz, I think. Because I feel a bit stabbed in the back.
Who should go first?
Joe.
Barry.
I think it's Shaz that's got to go.
From what I hear, you, Joe, spent a lot of time today telling her to shut up.
That is correct.
No, I didn't. I've never said shut up once today. I'd never speak to someone like
Not
that.
once.
There's a way to talk to people, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
Well, you know what, Shaz? All I've heard from you, I thought of this and I thought of that, and my idea wasn't listened to. And I had this idea and I wanted to do this and I disagree.
But when...
And it's... I don't want somebody who's just gonna, you know, fade into the background and do nothing. Equally, this hall is pathetic. Do any of you seriously expect me to turn up to a wedding with these manky old flowers, a pathetic plate that a mouse couldn't eat off, that's got a great split down the middle, a phone, a borrowed phone which they're gonna have to give back, and 5 bottles of something that looks undrinkable? And you know what, Shaz? I think as an ideas person, maybe you should have piped up more, but ultimately, Joe...
I wasn't given the opportunity.
Shut up! Ultimately, Joe, you were the team captain, you let this go ahead, and I'm very sorry, but you're As for you two, I want you to go out and wait while we make our decision. Now, at this point, it turned out I'd actually been too good at playing the telly bastard. The contestants were genuinely upset, and off camera, they complained about their treatment while the production team tried to placate them.
I don't think he's a crook. He understands that it's all pantomime.
No, he just said he thinks we've gone too far.
What surprised me about this was how personally bad it genuinely made me feel, and these were just some people we had in for one day. It seems the other quality you need to be a successful bastard telly boss is an authentic heart of steel. Anyway, we still had the final elimination scene to shoot. This time round I softened my tone just a little bit, but I still had to pick a winner. Judith, could you send them in, please?
I'll send them through. King Charlie says you can go in.
Well, I think some congratulations are in order. You've both made it through to the final. Barry, why should you be here?
Because I consistently delivered.
I can't argue with that. I can feel you itching to say something, Shaz.
Barry did not buy the products all by himself. He did have.
I was hoping you were
me.
going to say something simple. This sounds like the start of another essay.
From the amount of input that the three of us had in today's project, Shaz was the least effective.
Excuse me? Who suggested the first ideas, Barry? Who instigated the whole
Whoa, whoa. You talk far too much, Shaz. You strike me as very dependable, very diplomatic, but I have one problem, and that is I can't get away from those 5 blue bottles. Shaz had lots of ideas. Why weren't they listened to? I think you let yourself down there, and I'm surprised at you. Shaz, you're just like a burst water main.
I think I'm bursting with creativity.
I know what you think. You keep telling me what you think. One thing I cannot forgive, I'm afraid, and it's those blue bottles. It was 5 items, not 5 times 1 item, which is what you gave me. So I'm afraid, Barry, you seem like a really nice bloke, but I've got to pick one of you. Barry, you're f***ed. Okay, so you've won a prize. I imagine you're interested to know what it is.
Have I really won?
You have really won.
There's a catch.
There isn't. There's maybe a slight catch. You see, we want to give you a good prize. Unfortunately, we got some email from the BBC. At the moment, they absolutely cannot offer cash prizes because there's a BBC-wide suspension of all such competitions, I think, in the current climate. Instead, we've got to offer a quirky, cheap prize. It's got to be worth no more than £50. I'm going to give you 15 seconds to decide what you want that £50 to be spent on, starting now.
Charity. Chocolate.
Charity or chocolate, which one?
Oh, charity.
Which charity?
Breast cancer.
It's yours.
Cool.
Well, that's it, isn't it? Well done.
Oh, thank you.
So there you go. Shaz, the underdog, won because we thought that would make the best story. Although, truth be told, we felt so bad, we also shot an alternate ending in which Barry won because we're wussies. Ultimately, Shaz, you talk too much, you're f***ed. So, you've won. Anyway, in summary, what have we learned? Well, that elimination shows are more about character and story than ability and talent, that you can engineer almost any situation to create drama, and that the hardest thing about being a bastard TV judge is putting all human decency aside. Oh, and that I look really hot in a crown, as I'm sure you ladies will agree. I think her and Joe are gonna...
I'm doing... That's a complete utter... No, and I said you were lying. You're lying. No, I'm not.
It's amazing how characters can be perceived.
Because it's edited, you might not get completely the whole story.
It makes a person more competitive than they would be generally. It can bring out the worst side of your character.
It really does give you an insight into what the real contestants go through on a week-on-week basis. They're not there because they know what they're doing. They're not there because they're intelligent. They're there for an element to the show.
Bye.